So we back with another video, man. This year we're going to have to do the layup video separate from the dunks. Now if y'all want that video to just be longer, I can put it 2 in 1. But to start the year off, we're going to be giving y'all all the best layup packages for every single build and every single type. Because you got so many different types of layups this year. You got the normal, you got the reverse, you got the floater, you got the scoop, you got the euro, you got the hop, you got the spin. So we're going to be going over all that and more in this video. If y'all do want more videos like this, all y'all got to do is like the video, man. All y'all gotta do is like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff out the way. No more talking. Let's just hop into it. Alright, so let's hop into the best layup packages, best layups in the game for guards. Now, when it comes to the best layups in the game for guards, we gotta talk about the normal first. You got a lot to really talk about. I'm gonna be honest. Guards probably had the most variety. They have the most variety for everything. When it comes to jump shots, when it comes to dribble animations, they probably got the most for everything. And it doesn't stop here at the layups. You got Jordan Poole, you got Ja Morant, you got Tyrese Maxey, you got Kyrie Irving, you got Shea, you got LaMelo, and you got the swing and the small. The swing and the small are the cheapest ones. LaMelo pretty cheap to be real. Shea is 87, Kyrie is 85, Tyrese Maxey is 86, Ja is 87. Jordan Poole is 82. 82 for Jordan Poole is actually pretty good. LaMelo is pretty good, but I'm gonna be real. Malik Monk is confirmed. That is confirmed. Rep reward. You get it at starter 4, so that's probably gonna be one of the best. And I've seen a couple of them. It's probably gonna be the best one in the game again this year. But it was a trifecta thing in my opinion last year. Really, Ja was in there too. I was just kind of sleeping on Ja as compared to the rest. I thought that was like 5th. To be real, because I thought Giannis and LeBron were better. Actually 6. I thought Giannis and LeBron were better overall in the entire game. But if we talk about just guards, it was probably 4th more so than anything. But yeah, those are the ones I'm using, and I am using Ja right now for the normal. So take that for what you will. Then next we have the layup reverses. The best layup reverses. You got the Kyrie, you got the Poole, you got the small. Now, if you want something, the simple one, just going with the reverse as fast as possible. Small probably the one for you. If you want something in between, something crazy, and just going up with a simple reverse, you got the Jordan Poole. And then you got the Kyrie where it's doing the most extra stuff possible almost every single time. And a lot of the animations are kind of slow. The Poole is actually kind of OD because it's like you're not doing a reverse, but he just throws it up on the other side at the last second, which is actually pretty good to be real. So I'd probably say Jordan Poole is the best one of the 3, but all 3 are really good. Next we got the floaters. Now for the floaters, I'm gonna be real, these are really good, but I don't know if any of them are on the same level of Bam and Sabonis, but they do have some really good ones. You got the Jason Williams again, you got the Ja Morant, you got the Tyrese Maxey, you got the Kyrie Irving, you got the Stephen Curry, you got the swing. Now the one I am using is actually Curry. Curry is the closest thing I would say to those. Ja is actually really good too, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not as good in my opinion as the Steph. The Kyrie, the Maxey's okay. I put on Steph because I feel like it's the fastest one at getting it off. So like it takes the least time. It does the least in its animation in terms of going to it. So I like the Curry the most. But all these other ones that you see starred are really good for smalls. Some even good for swings, but more so this is strictly for guards. Next we got the quick scoops. Now this is a guard animation in general. All of these are really good. You got the small, which is probably the one I would probably recommend least for the scoops because it doesn't really do anything but just go straight to the rim, but it scoops it a little bit. The Aaron Fox is really good, but it does the same thing as small, but it's faster. And that's really why I would even put it on here. It's pretty much a faster default small. Then you have Ja Morant. Ja Morant is really good this year. It's pretty similar to these two, but instead of scooping it around and scooping it out, it really scoops it around defenders, which it really doesn't seem like it would be good, but in game it actually is very good because of that, because it gets you literally around defenders. Then you got the Ja Morant, or not Ja Morant, but the Jamal Murray. That's really probably the best scoop layup package in the game because it actually scoops it out. And it's really the best at doing that. So if you really want to scoop it out, that's really good. And then you got the Curry, which is really good. Similar to what the Ja does, but it also does have some floater animations. And it also does have some scoop to the out. So Curry is really good. I would probably say Jamal Murray, Ja are the 3 ones I probably recommend the most. But it is up to you at the end of the day. Next, we got the Euros. You got the Jason Williams that does like the Rondo white chocolate move. But it is slow in my opinion. Then you got the Jordan Poole, which is probably the best one in the entire game. This joint is stupid. And then you got the Shea that does like a Euro, but he goes to a scoop, which is really cool. So yeah, I really do like that. But yeah, those are the 3 I personally recommend the most for the Euro steps for the guards. Next, we got the hop steps for guards. We got the Jordan Poole, which is probably the best one. The Shea, the Curry, which is actually probably the best one. Then you got the LaMelo, that's really, really good and going straight to the rim. You got Small, that's actually really good. Shea is really good as well, but I would probably say it's really between Curry and Jordan Poole for me, and I would probably say Curry is the one I personally like the most when it comes to the guards. And then we have the default spins or the spins. You got the default small, the Jordan Poole, the Ja Morant, the Shea. Now, the Shea is actually good, but like I was saying, I think I mentioned this on the swings, or I am going to mention this on the swings. You have these 2 layup packages that's really good, but they really are just spin layups in terms of in the air, so it's like 360s. So what are these actually useful for? So say for instance, you're going up with a layup and somebody comes to guard you and you're going to get a contested animation. This is going to give you an animation where you spin off the defender mid-air to get an open layup. That's the only real use of these 2. So the thing about Jordan Poole, what makes it kind of stupid is this has animations where you spin and do reverse layup animations. Like, I would probably say out of the 2, I'd probably say Jordan Poole, the spins is better in the Jordan Poole if you want to do the 360 layups, because it's so much more versatility and awkward animations for if you are getting contested and stuff like that. So I think the Jordan Poole one is good. Now the only thing I say is when you actually do the spin layups, it actually does give you spin layups. So everything that you see here is kind of more so random, but it is nice to be able to do that. And then you got the default small that really just actually does spin layups. It does do the little extra stuff at the end, but if you want to do double clutches, that is going to be nice to have. And then you have the Shea that really is like just a straight spin straight to the rim, getting you a good animation pretty much every single time. So it does come down to how you want to play and what you want, but those are the best layup spins for guards in NBA 2K26. Hopping into the best swing layup packages for the normals. Now we're gonna go through every single type. Let's get straight to it. So when it comes to the best swing layups, but be real, started it off, LeBron got to be on there. LeBron layup package is really, really tough this year. Whether you talk about the normal or any other type, it's going to be one of the best ones. It is a higher requirement, but let's get a little bit more, I guess, affordable. Klay Thompson, 85. I don't know why Klay Thompson needs an 85. Klay don't even really be showcasing his layup package in the league, so I don't really even know why it's even this good, but it is. Amen Thompson, actually cheaper layup package than Klay Thompson. That is another very, very good normal. You got Kawhi Leonard, which is even cheaper at 80. Then you got stuff like Shea, which is kind of the same as LeBron, but you can use this on guards and swings. LaMelo, which is actually pretty cheap as well, which is actually very affordable. And then you got the cheapest ones I would personally recommend between default swing and default small. Those are the ones I would personally have to recommend in terms of the normal layup packages for swings. All right, next we got the layup reverses. Now, when it comes to layup reverses, it is a little different. You got the Klay Thompsons, you got the MJ, which is actually really good, and you got the small. Me personally, it really comes down to if you want something extra or do you want something smooth. I would say if you just want a simple reverse, a quick, the fast reverse possible, so you get a defense less time to react, probably Klay Thompson. But if you want the nastiest, the wildest animation, you got the Michael Jordan. But if you want something in between both of those, you got the default small. Those are the 3 I personally recommend if we talk about swings. Next, we got the floater. Now, when it comes to the floater, in my opinion, it's only really one of these that you really want to put on, and it's extremely cheap. The Bam Adebayo. You only need a 76 layup to use. You can use this on bigs and swings, but you do have other ones you can use. So if you don't have that 76, Ben Simmons is also very, very good, and it actually has a little bit more versatility. Like, it has floaters, and it actually does have like a hook that you can't really get in any other layup package. That's actually really, really good and really kind of hard to contest, and you can use it. If you master it, it can be very good. Then you have the Jason Williams, that's also really solid, but it's really right there next to Bam. Bam, in my opinion, is better, so I would just use Bam, but you can use either one. It really is a preference at the end of the day. And then you have the default swing, which has no requirement. It just has to be under 6'10", and those are the 4 I probably would recommend the most if we talk about swings. Then next we have the quick scoop layups. Now for the quick scoop layups, it really does come down to how you want to scoop the ball. I got the Klay Thompson, I got the Jamal Murray, and I got the default small. In my opinion, the Jamal Murray is the best one by far. I think it's the one that goes away from the defender and it creates a little bit of separation and it hooks it around. Now, the Klay Thompson is very simple and also does that, but it doesn't really, I would say, detach the ball away from your body as much as the Jamal Murray, which is why I do like the Jamal Murray more. But it also probably does get to the rim a little bit faster, so you could have that preference there. But look at the requirement: It's the same requirement for the most part. Then you have default small. Default small, it doesn't detach from your body as much as the other two, but it is quicker and it has no requirement. Those are the ones I personally have to say I recommend the most. But all these other ones are pretty good as well. Like the Tyler Hero is actually pretty good, but you need a 85 layup for the Tyler Hero. So I would just say go with these three, and that's just what it is. Next is the Euro steps. Now for the Euro steps, it does get a little interesting. So you got the LeBron, you got the Amen Thompson, you got the Jason Tatum, you got the Shea. The Shea is actually really, really good, I'm not gonna lie. And you got the DeMar DeRozan. Now DeMar DeRozan, if you're trying to draw fouls and stuff like that, DeMar DeRozan is actually really, really good. But the one that's gonna be very popular this year is the Jason Williams, because it has the Rondo, the white chocolate, fake pass, Euro step with it. It does have some other animations in it. The only thing I would say about it is it is kind of slow, and the entire point of it is to fool the defenders. But if you don't fool anybody, it's so slow that it really not that good in my opinion in certain situations. That's why I do probably prefer the LeBron, which is 87, the Amen Thompson, which is 82, the Tatum, which is 85, the Shea, which is 87 again, and the DeRozan, which is 83. And if you look at the Jason Williams, it is literally the lowest one possible. So you could throw it in this convo, but those are the ones I personally would have to recommend. Next is the hop step. Now, when it comes to the hop step, you got a couple you can really work with. You got the Tatum, you got the Shea, you got the LaMelo, which is actually really good, and you got the default small. Now, for the hop step, it really does come down to how you want to play. The Shea I think is the highest requirement. Then it would be the Tatum at 85. Then it would be LaMelo Ball at 80. And then default small. But the two best ones I probably would say is actually LaMelo and default small, and those are the two cheapest ones. So I probably would just put those on, but the Shea and Tatum are good enough that they did get a mention. And then next we got the layup spins for swings. Now when it comes to layup spins for swings, these are very interesting. I think the LeBron is actually really smooth. When you look at the guards, it's really just 360 layups, but these are actually spinning before the layup, which is really more so what I want to do, to be honest. Then you got the Shea. And that's really nasty. Now the reason why the spin layups are low-key kind of OD on guards is because you can draw contact and spin around the contact to get an open layup. That's why the spinning layups can be OP on guards. It's just you got to trigger those at the right times. That's the only thing I'll say. But Shea is actually really good as well. And then you got the small. Small is, it just does that little extra point at the end that does give the defense a chance, and you don't really have double clutches on this game. So if you really want to do double clutches, one thing I will say is you kind of do have to put on the packages that actually have those on this game. Actually, I don't know if you can. Every single time I've tried them, it hasn't worked, and I haven't seen anybody try to do them. So in my eyes, I'm guessing that it's really just harder to do them, or you can't do them. So that's what I'll say. But I would say if you want to do those at a higher rate, I would just put on the ones that you see that actually in the layup packages, and default small is one of those. But if you do just want something quicker that's harder to get blocked, I would say the Shea, the LeBron are the ones I probably would have to recommend the most. But default small has no requirement, so you can throw that in there as well. Alright, so when it comes to the best layup packages in the game for big men, now we're gonna go every single type of layup that's in the game, but we're just gonna really talk about 6'10" and up players. So let's get into it. So when it comes to the normals, the only ones you can't possibly want to worry about in this one, I would say, is Zion, Julius Randle, Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, when Giannis gets added, obviously that's going to be in this fold. But for now, these are the three that we talking about. Next is the reverse layup packages. Now, this one I would say is Zion. Zion reverse is the only one that you really want to worry about if you are a big, in my opinion. It's just by far and away the best one in the game for big man. Now, again, this is another one that could change depending on Giannis. Now, I don't know if Giannis is a starter 4 reward or not. I've seen a couple of them, haven't seen all of them. I didn't really want to spoil it too much for myself. But to make these videos, I probably do need to look at that. But for now, Zion is the best reverse in the game, whether it be in that or a seasonal addition. Next is the layup floater. The best layup floaters in the game overall is Domantas Sabonis and Adebayo. Bam Adebayo. Those are the two best ones in the entire game. Bam is only 76. Sabonis is 78. Bam, you can get on swings and bigs. Sabonis, you only can get on bigs. Now, two other ones I personally recommend. Vucevic, slightly cheaper than Bam, and they are quicker animations. You just can't do floaters from as far as Sabonis, as far as Bam, which is what makes those the two best ones. But this is actually very, very good, and it's so fast that I had to throw it in the video. And then Ben Simmons is so unique in terms of the versatility of floaters you can do. You can do regular floaters, you can do skyhook floaters, and it only takes a 65 layup requirement, which is the cheapest in the game. out of the ones I would recommend. Next is the big man scoop layups. There aren't any scoop layups you can possibly buy, so the only one you can even use is default big. Next is the Euro step. Now for the best Euro steps, you got a couple to really talk about. You got Sabonis, which is actually, for whatever reason, I guess because they're trying to say he's Euro, that is actually solid. I tried to see if Wemby was going to be okay and Jokic, but those are way too slow. Sabonis actually may have the fastest one out of the bigs, but Sabonis is actually really, really good for the Euro step. Zion is really good. Randall is really good. Randall is really good if you have like physical finisher high. You have strong handles high. You can be moving your defender and stuff like that. Randall is really, pretty much all his layup packages, or I guess layup animations, are really good for stuff like that. But Zion and Sabonis are the ones I probably would recommend the most out of all that. Next is the hop step. The best hop step in the game for big man, hands down, Julius Randle. Now, again, we obviously don't have any of Giannis. Giannis may not even have all these because a lot of these players don't have a package for everything. But if Giannis has any of this, he's obviously probably going to be in these combos because he was usually long athlete with a couple extra layup animations that Giannis does in real life because of pro play added into it. But yeah, he probably would be in these combos as well. This is probably for the same thing for quick scoops as well. Next, last but not least, for the big man layup packages, animations, I would probably have to say for the layup spin, Julius Randle, Sabonis again, which is very surprising, but he's really like, this one is kind of more so like for post scoring layups. So if you're a post scorer doing layup spins, this is probably pretty good. Jaren Jackson actually had a really solid one. It's like a layup that does like a floater and a scoop sometimes. So actually pretty solid. And then you got default big, which is actually really good. So you got the Julius Randle, you got the Sabonis, you got the Jaren Jackson Jr., and you got the default big. So yeah, those are the ones I personally would recommend for the layup spins, and those are the layup packages for the big man. But yeah, that's gonna be the best layup packages in the game. I pretty much went over everything animations wise in the game. I went over shot animations, I went over jump shots, I went over dunks, layups. I'm gonna give y'all the best guard video, I'm gonna give y'all the best swing, I'm gonna give y'all the best big, and I'm probably gonna update jump shots on that when I do that. So if y'all do want that, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe. I appreciate all y'all boys that do show the support when y'all can. I do appreciate it. Without further ado, I probably calm down on the build videos on the main. I probably still post that on the back end, so if you ain't subbed on the back end, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Y'all do want more, like, subscribe, notifications on, all that good stuff out the way. Share the video to anybody you think will help or enjoy. Without further ado, man, it's your boy Fitz. I'm out there, man. Now I've been letting y'all off for a little while. 90%. Let me say it again. 90% of y'all aren't even subscribed. Now I've been doing this for a little while now. Y'all, I know y'all mess with the content at this point. So subscribe. Subscribe. It's that simple. If you buying anything on Fortnite, Epic Games Store, use code YaboiFitz. I don't know why I ain't been had this, but yeah.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!